Everyone, this is Chris Keys for PremierGuitar.com. Hanging out Experience 2011 PRS in Maryland. We're here with the boys from Opeth. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good today.
What do you guys think? You guys just got done doing a Q&A with everyone out in the crowd and getting fielded questions with the moderator himself, with Paul Reed Smith. So how was that?
It was fun, interesting,
Yeah.
you know.
And throughout that Q&A, you got to make a young fan's dream. What was that like?
It was fun, you know, young kid coming up playing my guitar, and, you know.
You made a new Opeth fan?
Yeah, hopefully, you know. I'm not sure if he, he was more a fan of guitars in general, I think, than any artists.
Well, speaking of that, talk to me about your guys' SE models that you guys have.
It's the Mikael Åkerfeldt model. It was launched in, was it NAMM 2 years ago? The prototype was at least done then, and it might have been launched Frankfurt that year. Anyways, it's a 24-fret single-cut guitar with a HFS pickup and a vintage bass pickup, three-way toggle switch, tone control, volume control, lovely color, Opeth logo, the birds. I think it was one of the first SEs with the birds. And the gold hardware, because I like it posh. And then the back of the neck is kind of sanded down a little bit, so it got a bit of a satin type of finish, which I like because I don't get stuck. You know, I tend to get like stuck in the lacquer. And it's basically an all-around nice guitar. You know, like I wasn't going for anything crazy. You know, when they asked me if I would be interested in singing, I just like wanted a nice guitar that I could use.
What about the pickups that you had selected with your model?
Basically the same thing. I just wanted something that works for everything, something versatile, because we go from like super heavy sounds sometimes to what we call old man's rock sound, to clean sounds, to anything. Just wanted a smooth sounding guitar that you could play any type of music with.
And Fredrik will tell me about your model here.
Yeah, here it is, my model. I think it's about to come out in the stores right now as we speak, actually. Single cut model. The cutaway is like a centimeter deeper than the usual cutaways, so you can reach those high notes more easily. And you have the wraparound tailpiece, which I like. The pickups are 245s, which are good for a metal sound and a rock sound and whatever you want to play, I think. As Mikael mentioned before, we do need quite a lot of different sounds. Just not the metal sound, we need old man's rock sound and the clean stuff and all that. It's a vintage knobs. It has a fat body. It's a mahogany body, quilted maple veneer top, mahogany neck, and an ebony fretboard.
What do you like more in terms of going for the bigger body? What did you think, tone-wise, what were you thinking there?
I just wanted a really steady workhorse, something that takes a beating.
Yeah.
And this one is that, definitely. I played maybe 60% of the show in our set. I use it. So I'm very, very happy with it. The frets are as fat as possible, I asked for.
Why do you like that?
It's easy when you do like pull-offs and hammer-ons. I think it's more easy to get a good grip of the string. And the finish of the actual finish is called Ancient Brown, Forntida Brun in Swedish. That's Doug Shive's idea, who we work with our signature models at PRS.
Basically,
and this
should look like an old Viking piece from a Vikings.
That's awesome.
Dragon ship.
Yeah, from the dragon ship. Yeah, but it's cool. I'm really happy with the finish. It's unique for this guitar, and from distance, it almost looks black.
Yeah.
But when you get the lights on it, you can see these beautiful shapes, which is gonna be different for each guitar, of course.
And it looks like your birds are a little different than Michael's in terms of the colors.
I didn't want it too shiny, the birds. I wanted some more, a bit darker. Yeah. This is kind of like copper that get oxidation kind of. I like that.
Like old statue.
Exactly. Yeah.
You guys just released your new album, Heritage. Talk to me about that.
Well, yeah, it just came out a couple of days ago.
How's everything going on the tour in terms of reception of that and playing stuff live from it?
Surprisingly good, actually, because it's a bit, it's our 10th studio record, and many of our records have been quite heavy with the screaming vocals and that kind of stuff, but this one is a bit more I guess hard rock, progressive rock sounding, you know, and it's all over the place, you know, which I kind of like personally. And so far so good. I mean, the most die-hard metal fans, you know, many of them seem to have accepted this album too. But we'll have to see. You know, we're playing many of the new songs on this tour, and we go down pretty well, I have to say. It's nice.
That's always a good thing to make sure, you know, keep your fan base happy, but still keep that artistic integrity of doing what you guys want, and not always kind of going there.
That's the most important thing, to be honest. You know, fans, they come and go, they grow up, people change, you know, so we try not to think too much about what fans might want. You know, we always put out records that we want to hear, so this is no exception. You know, we're just doing, it's business as usual for us.
In terms of writing and coming up with guitar parts, how did you do that this time? Was it very similar to, you know, your guys' earlier projects, or was there anything new in developing the guitar riffs, or, you know, solos, or just any parts of the album itself? Or was it pretty much standard fare Opeth recording?
It was pretty the same as it always been, in a way. I bought like a Pro Tools rig for my house, and I wrote all the songs there and recorded demos. Like, basically I spent a lot of time on doing very, very good sounding demos, and sequenced the song in the same order as I want. Basically doing a demo version of the record, you could say. But basically I sit in my house playing guitar or playing keyboards or coming up with a drum lick or something, you know. It all varies from song to song or part to part, you know. It's all different, but it's not a massive difference from the way I used to do it back in the day, you know. It's just that I have the device to record. Like, back in the day I had to write down on a sheet of paper, like, Kiss sounding riff 4 times, you know. Iron Maiden break, you know, that kind of stuff.
And this album, sound-wise, we had a slightly different approach. With the more heavy riffs, we played them with the bass pickup, and most of the time we use single coil pickups. So we eased back a bit on the distortion to get a more stringy sounding type of tone.
Articulation and stuff.
Yeah.
And for people that have seen your guys' DVDs before, did the Cats play any role in terms of recording? You know, I'm a fan of your guys for a long time, and I've seen the DVD, and the Cats seem to be one of those tone thing, you know. They're very intact.
Yeah. Isaac of York is his name.
Piano, great.
Yeah, he plays the piano. Well, he always shows up. He's a social cat. But you know, every time I'm in my studio, which is in the bottom floor of my house, there's a window there. And he always, if I'm there, he's coming down, just staring at me. And he wants to get in that way, even though he has like millions of other ways to get into the house again.
Did Heritage meet his approval in terms of...
He don't give a
What amps and pedals are you guys currently bringing on the road with you?
Well, I'm with my Laneys. I've been playing for quite some time, you know, and I have the Axe effects that I'm using. Basically, I'm plugging into the return of the Laneys. I have basically my sound is the Axe effects, which I just think it's very easy to bring out on tour, and you know, it's this big basically, and you can just plug it in. You can line it if you want to. You know, it's got everything that I need, and I want to keep it simple.
Fredrik, I know that you've been playing Blackstar for some time. What heads are you using?
The 100 series, it's 200 watt head with 4 channels, because I need clean crunch sound, normal rhythm and lead. And I run them with a Voodoo Lab switching system, ground control. So I recently built pretty advanced rack. So in the rack I have the Crybaby Rock wah-wah, which is, I think, is awesome. The best sounding wah-wah you can get, because you can tweak it limitlessly. Yeah. And it's like a drawer in this rack where I have a bunch of MXR and Dunlop pedals, like the Phase 90, the micro amp I have on all the time, for instance, and I have the carbon copy delay, and I have a compression pedal for some clean finger picking parts, and there's also a G-Force for some reverbs, because I have this pedal board with the expression pedal, volume pedal, so I can do some more ambient stuff, which in some songs I need that stuff.
Thank you guys very much for taking the time to talk to us at Experience PRS here in Maryland. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
You too.
Thank you. This is Chris Keys for PremierGuitar.com.